Zero Mile is a Terminus Media production. If you would like to know more about Terminus Media, please head on over to terminusmedia.com. Now, on with your show.
Hi, welcome to Zero Mile, your final stop in Atlanta's geek culture. I'm your host, Kelly McDaniel, and these are my co-hosts.
Zanga Fielding.
And I'm Chris Cowan.
And we are here to bring you the comic news of the week, so let's go ahead and see what pulled into the station, guys.
Alright, so solicits for XMen Blue 5 and 6 are showing up. They've got a mysterious pixelated clawed Wolverine-esque figure, so that's got some hot debate going. Are we getting, the old school 616 Logan? Is this Dakin, Logan's son? Is it his son from the Ultimate Universe, Jimmy?
It's Mystique.
No, it's 616 Wolverine because Generations.
Yeah, but is Generations taking place in the 616 universe, or is it just a weird alternate thing?
It said that it's not alternate universe.
Yeah.
That is a lot of heroes they're going to have to resurrect in.
Yep.
Well, yeah.
Some of them just died like yesterday.
Yeah.
Well, Marvel has just decided that now that Joe Cascada, and I'm sure I'm butchering his last name.
It's Quesada.
Quesada, whatever. I don't like him. I'm angry at him for so many reasons with Spider-Man. But anyway, now that he's only handling Marvel movies, we can take away his BS crap. Oh yeah, people who die should stay dead unless I say so. So, everyone comes back. It's a party.
Yeah. he's not the only
Even
person.
Jean Grey's coming back.
Yeah.
Which, it is not, she's been dead for 20 years. Legitimately dead for 20 years, so that's okay. I'm okay with that.
And it's 10, I think, the last time, but anyway.
No, I don't know. Well, maybe 10.
Something like that. She died in 1980 in Dark Phoenix, was brought back in 86 for X Factor, and then she died in Grant Morrison's run, which was about 10 years ago.
Okay.
Ish.
All right.
Moving on,
because I'm sure we'll talk about that as it gets closer. We did finally find out what Nick Fury said to Thor that made him unworthy in the pages of Unworthy Thor number 5. It is by Jason Aaron, Oliver Copiel, Kim, just so many people. Because there's literally, this thing was written and drawn by a team. Anyway, Odinson and Beta Ray Bill fight against the forces of Thanos, his Black Order, and the Collector. But once the fight is through, Odinson reveals the truth is why he's no longer worthy of Mjolnir. See, I don't need to...
Just call it Mew Mew and let's just move on.
What?
Mew Mew from the Thor movies. Kat
Mew
Dennings.
Mew.
She was just it's Mew Mew.
It's Mew Mew.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe. But anyway, what Nick Fury said was that Gore, the God Butcher, was right. Gore was right. Gore wanted revenge on all the divinities for what he saw was their abandonment to him when he himself was mortal. And Odinson explains that when Nick Fury said this to him, he knew that in his heart that it was true and that gods are terrible beings who don't deserve the love of mortals and that no god is worthy. So, which, I understand that. So, it really shook him to the core in his self-esteem, which then made him not worthy of his hammer.
Yeah, well, Gore is basically Kratos, but that aside,
I'm using what everybody else was saying, because I guess we're not.
The Unworthy Thor run has been kind of an existential run of what are gods, what are they supposed to be, do they deserve actual worship, why should they actually hold themselves higher than other beings and all this other stuff.
Which is a very Thor thing to think about, because Thor, as the character himself,
spends a lot of time with humans now.
Exactly. So
and monsters.
Monsters. But generally he doesn't spend it with... He doesn't see... I could see where he would have a hard time feeling like he was above, the person he's sitting next to.
Yeah. Well, the whole thing with his whole comic book persona, going back to the Silver Age, was you need to be worthy of the hammer at all times.
Exactly.
And so the whole humility thing with the body sharing with Donald Blake and...
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I like it. It kind of makes him a very human character. And I also think that
he's not human.
He's not human, but human as in morality.
And he still has his cool, shiny, robot arm.
Yeah.
Robot arms are pretty cool.
It's not like it's actual cybernetics, but
Yeah. Well, it's still
So,
awesome.
I guess switching over to DC news, Superman. Yeah. Anywho.
Were we talking about what, blankets?
Basically.
Okay.
So, we know ever so often DC likes to, of course, reboot their universes maybe every 5 to 10 years or
It's
whatever.
Or
not-
6 months.
yeah, it's not.
Yeah,
6
so
months.
after Rebirth, of course, Rebirth, which just happened, like, what was it, last year?
Yeah.
They still have the rebirth banner.
Well, yeah,
on
it
the
still
it was
has
last
the
year.
banner, but apparently due to the events of Superman Reborn, I guess,
Pre-Flashpoint, post-crisis.
yes, pre-Flashpoint,
Post-New
post-crisis
52.
Superman.
It's 52, not Crisis. Crisis kind of goes all the way back into the 80s. It's
Yeah.
52. But it is a crisis.
Yeah. And the 52 Superman have merged into one being now, which also caused those universes to merge into one too. And it's all a plot by Mr. Oz, who is most likely Ozymandias of the Watchmen,
Yeah.
because the Watchmen are the big bad of this rebirth run, even though they work in the shadows.
That would actually make sense in the terms of the old promo photos of the Justice Society, of them being in the
And the hourglasses.
the hourglass timers.
Yeah.
Well, they did at the end of the issue kind of like zoom in on Mars, so that kind of makes me think, what if it's Dr. Manhattan?
Well, we know
Yeah.
that he's involved, but it could be Manhattan and Asmodeus, of course, working together because they're the two people who can do that kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Yep. I'm
Also, but of course, this information was brought to us by Mr. Mitsupix, the
Better
fifth dimensional imp.
better than I could pronounce it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, weren't we talking about too? There's like a son, like Superman's son.
Yeah,
Is it-
Jonathan Kent. The best character in DC Comics right now is Jonathan
Probably.
Kent.
I just really want to understand. Anytime I think about it, I constantly go back to the Jason Lee Mallrats. And
We don't need to get into that.
yeah, I know.
We
I
really
just
don't
I
need to
don't
get into that.
understand. I just don't understand how he
Because
he
comic
exists.
books, Kelly.
Okay.
We're just gonna leave it at that.
Okay.
Okay, so switching to a lighter note, Mark Waid and his Archie
Wait, this is light?
Yes, because it's Archie. Archie is wonderful and lighthearted.
Well,
So
we now know how you really feel
And
about
then
Riverdale.
The punchline's going to come when I actually reveal the news.
Yeah.
So Mark Waid, talking about the rebooted Archieverse, has teased that there will be a death and is part of the Over the Edge
He's
storyline.
Jughead.
Could be. I don't know. So Archie and Reggie are getting into like very like Grease style street race. It's
Okay,
even got its
not
own,
getting married.
even got its own Dead Man's Curve thing. So someone's going to die. It could be a major Riverdale character. It could be an innocent bystander. If it's Hot Dog, then this is how the Archie afterlife horror stuff starts. Because ironically enough, it was Reggie Mantle who hit Hot Dog and started the whole zombie apocalypse in Riverdale. So
All right.
maybe this is where the backstory for that comes from.
Maybe. I don't know. I feel like it's probably gonna be Archie for a few issues, and then he'll magically come back, like in all the 1950s Greaser movies.
And it's kind of a thing.
Like Grease 2. They might just be totally taking Grease 2.
Comic book gingers can just magically resurrect themselves.
Yeah.
It's the whole no soul thing.
Yeah, I mean, Jean Grey did it, Wally West did it,
Yep.
Archie's done it.
Can you do it though?
That remains to be seen.
How do you think he's lived this long?
I don't know.
Well, where can we find you guys?
You can find me on Twitter at Mutant Biscuit.
And you can find me at Zonga Audio on Twitter.
I am at KMcDaniel28 on Instagram and Girl Friday Cause on Twitter. Please, if you have any suggestions or just want to give us a shout out, please feel free to email us at 0mile@terminusmedia.com. And as always, please like, share, and subscribe, and we will see you later. Bye, guys.
Hashtag Chris is a vampire.